So the last Inside Halo Infinite dropped a bunch of knowledge on what the audio design team has been doing to prepare for the release of the next installment of Halo. One of the things that was hinted at during the article was the length of the Halo Infinite's campaign. Hey folks, it's Pathfinder here, and today we're going to dissect the latest Inside Halo Infinite post and talk about how long the new Halo Infinite campaign will likely be, or at least show you enough proof of some rumors to how long the campaign will be. So the March 2021 post is arguably the least interesting post from 343, at least from a gamer's perspective, the general gamer's perspective, as the post goes over the sound design for the next installment of Master Chief's saga. The sound designers state some exciting news and that the team's goal is to return to the original essence of Halo and set hopeful themes throughout the audio cues and the soundtrack. And this whole return to the original Halo seems to be the complete mission statement of the spiritual reboot that 343 is taking with Halo Infinite, bringing back the brightness of tone and also continuing to involve the Halo musical palette. So what all was said in the post? As with every 343 Insider post, we are first introduced to the team, and then we're going to hear individually what they work on as it pertains to their own roles. The new game score will be crafted by 3 composers similar to past Halo titles, but this time, each of the 3 composers brings a unique style that can only result in a fantastic score that I personally cannot wait to hear this Halo Infinite soundtrack. So far, from what I'm reading, it sounds like it's going to be incredible. The audio team then goes into complete overhaul of the audio design. In Halo 5, there were rich audio textures, but things started to blur together, and hearing a gun, let alone figuring out which direction the gun was coming in, was a problem on more than one occasion in Halo 5. Now, I believe sound design is the second most important element of the game outside of gameplay. From the forwardness of crisp dialogue, sounds of guns, the low hum that a Warthog's engine makes while it's idling, to the sound of grunts sniffing the air, to the atmosphere and the world around you, all of this contributes to the immersion of the Halo universe. And if any of these sounds seem out of place or is covering up one another, the immersion is lost, and instead of battling banished baddies on Zeta Halo, you realize maybe even subconsciously you're in your basement staring at a screen holding a controller instead of a battle rifle, and that's a problem.
Negative infinity. I don't like it.
Things like shortening the impact sounds of each shot of a 3-burst fire of the battle rifle allows us to hear each bullet clearly. The bullets are crisp, and they take over the other sounds in the environment, like a real gun would do in real life. Things like this and adding a custom-built acoustic simulator system that accurately projects how sounds interact with its surrounding environment really brings us, or will bring us, into the world of Zeta Halo. But the biggest audio snippet from the post was tucked within the discussion of using multiple composers to create the campaign soundtrack. Joel Yalger casually drops a line that they needed at least 3 to 4 hours of written music, and that was only for the campaign. Now, 3 to 4 hours of written music is a lot of music, especially when you realize that the music isn't playing constantly throughout the Halo games. Marty O'Donnell, who is the original music director of the Bungie games, has often said something along the lines of ending the music before people get tired or bored of it, or else it starts going in the background and it loses its impact. And let's be real here, the music of the Bungie games slapped. I mean, those soundtracks got me going when I was ready to take on a platoon or create a sense of mystery when exploring some ancient Forerunner ruins. Marty O'Donnell did a fantastic job of setting the tone with music, so having 3 to 4 hours of written music is a big deal. Okay, so that's all good and well, but how does that relate to the length of the campaign? Well, if we look at each of the previous Halo games soundtracks, we're going to start to see a pattern here. Out of the 7 main games, the average length of the original soundtrack is a little over an hour and a half at 97 minutes, with the average length of those campaigns at 8.5 hours to play through. At least this is according to GameRant. With that said, we're looking at having at least twice as much music for Halo Infinite, and possibly up to 3 times as much music. And while yes, Halo 5 has the longest soundtrack and the shortest gameplay campaign, I think we can write this off as an anomaly given that everything that we know about Halo 5's development. So if we have 2 to almost 3 times as much scored music, the Halo Infinite campaign could be somewhere in the ballpark of 14 to almost 30 hours of the campaign. Yes, like, that's a lot of Halo Infinite, and that's a lot to be excited about. Now, maybe the score music is played more frequently in Halo Infinite than it was in previous games, and that at least means there are going to be more frequent high-impact moments that require music to set the tone and mood. Maybe not lengthening the campaign, but at least there's going to be more of those moments where you need to set the tone and set, hey, like something cool is about to happen, or, you know, maybe we're exploring an ancient ruin and you get that sense of mystery. So a lot to be excited here. But this is all just a theory, right? This is my theory of how long I think the new Halo game is going to be. I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you think the new Halo Infinite campaign is going to be shorter or longer than the previous titles? Let me know in the comment section below. And I'd be curious to hear about what other ideas we know about the new game that could pinpoint to the length of the campaign. I guess we won't know until the game comes out in November, But until then, all we can do is speculate. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video got you excited for the new game. Hit like if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to check in soon for the next installment of Halo Theory. And until then, I've been Pathfinder. We'll see you next time.
If you can hear me in there, I hope you're ready. Please don't die. Please don't.